Welcome back, guys, to another LS Nasty. Well, this is actually the John Doc channel, so John Doc YouTube video. I'm John. We got Matt over here working on the car. What are you doing today, Matt?
So we're just here building this thing here, and that's what we do here. We build them, and we build them right the first time. As you can see by looking at this, we don't have no bullshit here. We got nice stuff, and we do it right because there's a lot of people out there that don't build them right. But me being Matt, I build them right.
Yeah, and I know you're really tired of rebuilding them.
I'm very tired of rebuilding them, but that's what I do. You guys can check out my website, which isn't going to be listed in the description below yet because we haven't released it yet, but I got some really cool trick products coming out. They're going to make you guys at home faster and safer. So as you can see here, I'm wiping down nothing because the way I build race cars is they don't leak. You know, You see people out there with their leaky race cars and stuff everywhere, but not me because you build it right the first time.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're really taking care of my personal car here. This thing's, I've wanted to build something like this for a while, and all
right, I can't go. That's literally as far as I can get with my Matt impression. Hold on. All right, guys. So
you guys don't even want to see my John impression.
No. All right, we'll go to the next segment here. We'll go to the next segment here. All right. Hey,
I got something in my eyeball.
Hey, as long as the floor's not moving, you stay quiet.
Just settle down over there.
All right.
All right. The things are migrating. Now he's got a footstool.
Oh, dude, had to clear it all.
All right. So for those guys.
Hey, what's up, Avery?
For those of you guys that don't know, this is Hank. Got this thing as kind of like a project roller, and then Matt and I ended up rebuilding the whole thing in what I would consider a pretty quick timeline. And then we went out off rip, really had no issues. We had one slight issue, which was just like we put a rubber plug in the water pump, and we knew it had to be a freeze plug. That blew out. We welded it up and have had no issues yet. So we've got like 7 passes on this car, and we've already reached our goal. It's a real deal street car. We're going to do the Street and Yeet, which is a drag and drive event here in the Carolinas in November. If you guys aren't signed up for that and you do the drag and drive stuff, I highly recommend it.
You know what?
What?
We got the plasma table and the brake. We can build us a
trailer.
Well, I was thinking like a radiator ducting setup.
Oh.
Close enough.
That too, yeah. This thing here, it's pretty basic. Black Sheep Stage 1 engine. We got some forced inductions. We'll give you the bottom side view. We got some forced inductions, TDI kind of hybrid deal. They're 68mm turbos. We've seen up to 33 pounds of boost, and when we've reached 33 pounds of boost, we've had some, what do you consider a valve float? Yeah,
valve float. I mean, you can tell the springs are just really not having it, especially with the RPM we're trying to turn. So we're turning a lot of RPM, which doesn't help, and a lot of boost, because when you get the pressure on the backside of the valve, it can just cause them to float. So.
And we've seen a couple things, like we literally couldn't get it to hit the rev limiter. Like you would just go like wide open, and it would just kind of like flatline.
Yeah.
So
what you think it would? I mean, 9,500 is pretty low.
Yeah, 9,500. We turned this thing what, 7,000?
82.
No, not this one. Are we turning this one 82?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
This thing is like not happy at 82,000.
No, it's
82,000.
All right, well, now we have a jet turbine.
So
no, I think it's like 7,800.
BTR, Brian Tooley Racing, hooked it up. I got them sitting somewhere. You see the box? I was walking around with it all day.
What'd you do with it? Did you eat the box?
You see a box?
Did you? Go get it. Go get the valve springs. Go on, go find them. Where they at? I'll follow you. Hey.
There they are.
David's gonna have to bend down to pick those up.
All right, hold on. I gotta back up more. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! So we're making 2 changes to the setup. We actually found some like slight issues. I had rerouted the vacuum lines here to go behind the wastegate because it melted them. Are you okay? Are you okay?
It was good until his fingers were like
in your ribs. And then I had a bolt come out of here. As you can see, it's got some little marks on it and started hitting the yoke in the drive shaft. So that just made a pretty awful noise. But this really doesn't do anything because it's triangulated 4-link, so you don't really need like a
like a brace. It's got like I forget what those are called. I think that's maybe like a baseline suspension deal, maybe.
But it seems this car works good. We're one teen 60 foot.
Yeah, we're not going to change anything, so
the car it works. So we made these changes. We fixed that.
We haven't drove it on the road since
we put the new.
We might not need to. So initially, driving it was a little warm, but
When you stopped, it cooled.
Stop. Oh, it's amazing. But now, when we went to the track, that thing was hot and then cooled off. So we might have
fixed it.
I can't. All right.
So we're gonna stick the transmission back in there. We got a freshen up here from my guy Pete over at Circle D. We love all the Circle D converters, run them in everything. Matt, explain to them why we took the torque converter out and sent it back to them.
It was loose.
What does that mean to the average Joe at home?
Not tight.
What else does that mean in race car terms?
So you got a converter. You have different things. Like you have if you go and open a Summit catalog and you see like TCI Saturday Night Special 4,000 RPM stall. So that's basically the blade count will change the stall and the pitch angle, so it kind of works in relation with each other. What happens is a converter works well for the application. Your vehicle weight changes it, rear gear, how high you shift it, how much power it's making. And when you get out of those parameters, when it's not designed for it, you get into where it's like a clutch slipping. Like you can make say make 2,000 horsepower, and your converter is already got 20% slip out the back at 10 pounds of boost. Well, you turn it up to 20 pounds of boost, it doesn't go any faster because it's just blown through the converter. The converter cannot mechanically couple the way the stator angle cannot produce enough
pressure
resistance, I guess, and pressure against the other fins to cause it to couple. So the things like a slipping clutch, like you take a clutch and it's slipping, add more power is not going to make it go any faster.
And all it does is build heat, which is not good.
Oh, your transmission will be hot. So you know, if you're trying to go, if we're trying to go like 520s, this would be about spot on. Trying to go 70s, this converter's really loose, so we can turn it up and we can go after it faster, but since we're already in that higher percentage slip, once you get past like 10%, you're just too far away. So hope you know, he tightened it up. We looked at the data. You guys can send your data in, they can look at it and go see what your shift is, your drop, because some of them, like literally you shift it and it just flatline, you can't even tell the shift.
So this was good when we first, literally when we first started out, very low boost running high fives, the converter was tight.
Oh,
it felt a little bit tight running high fives, bigger RPM drop on the shift. Then we started going, you know, bottom fives, and the converter was spot on.
Yeah, spot on. And then, you know, when we went the other pass, we were like, okay, we're leaning on it about as hard as we can lean on it with this converter. We want to lean on it harder. We want to go faster in the 60 foot. We want to go faster in the 330, but the converter just couldn't couple it. But send it off and restall. Man, you know what would be funny to do? Take a car like this and just go buy like a $200 converter and just show them the difference of what.
Of how it just doesn't work.
You'd let go of the button, it would just be like.
Yeah, literally, it just wouldn't go. So these converters here are very nice. So we sent this one back, Pete at Circle D. Honestly, it was like a week turnaround time, and I just kind of.
That makes some great converters. If you guys think like when you hear Circle D, you think like some 4L80 stuff, 6L80 stuff, CTSV, all the other new model stuff, but they have some serious hardcore drag racing packages. They got lockups now for Turbo 400s. They have
we got a 10-inch.
A 10-inch.
No, we got an 11-inch, and we have a 10-inch.
Yeah, so they got some bolt together stuff, and I'm telling you, like we've had a lot of different types of converters in the shop, and they're nice. Yep. They are really nice. And Pete over there, he'll really, you know, that's the thing. It save you money too, because you might go some way a little cheaper, but if they miss the converter, then it's like, oh, now you got to take it out, you got to ship it, you got to restall it.
I know if some people don't work on their own cars. Some people take them to a shop, and the shop brings to the track. If if you don't get the converter right, and you're paying someone to pull the transmission out and swap converters and always send it back, get restalled, it can be very expensive.
You do that two or three times, and it gets very expensive. And you know, Pete's defense on this one, he was very spot on for original goals. We just underestimated.
He asked me how much power we're going to make, and I was like, oh, you know, we'll make like 1200, and the converter was spot on there. We go out there, really first time at the track, turn it up, fuel consumption showing, you know, 1550 horsepower, you know.
So, a lot more. We were like, you know what, we're here to party, so we're just going to crank it up. So.
And this engine package is rated for like 1,000, 1,100 from TKM, and we are definitely doing our R&D on it.
Oh, 100%.
Research and destruction.
And it's all, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into it, so don't think that you can go out there and do it. Make sure your tune's right, because I can take the 481X and we could blow it up the first pass with a bad tune-up. So you guys make sure that if you do something, make sure the tune-up's spot on, make sure that everything's correct, like you're checking ignition timing and everything. Don't just assume, well, the computer says it's 20, you got 25 degrees on it, and then you got a problem.
Yep.
So
we'll fill this up with fluid, stick it in our transmission. We got an aftermarket case Power Glide right there, as you guys can see. That sucker right there, bad to the bone. Works good. We have one piece of data on there, converter charge pressure, which is very important.
yeah, we actually probably need to change, look at that, because when we were at Mustang Week, we saw some.
Oh, we had some issues with it.
Connector looks good.
So we're gonna get this thing stuck back in here. We got to rewire up the trans brake, and once we do that, it's pretty straightforward. Transmission, throw it in there. Converter, obviously in the transmission first. Bolt it up, bolt everything up. Drive shaft. That's pretty much it. Very, very simple. I mean,
Yeah, no, you probably, if you were really hustling and 2 people on it working, you probably get it done in 30 minutes.
yeah. So we're gonna get it all stuck in there, and then we'll fire it up. I did let the coolant come out of this thing by mistake, so we got to refill the coolant. We'll show you guys that, and yeah, we should have this at the track tomorrow, Glot Motorsports Park. Or when you guys see this today, it'll be Thursday, so this evening we'll be at Glot Motorsports Park with this, shaking it down, having some fun, making some passes, and seeing what we can do.
Do it.
All right, guys, it is later here in the evening. I forgot to film the time lapse of putting the converter in the transmission and everything. We got everything in there. We're looking good. And now we got to put the converter bolts in there. I got a couple bell housing bolts started. So pretty much what you do is you put your transmission on the jack. You put your converter in there and you make sure it sits all the way in the pump correctly. And then you bolt her up there. So, Matt, how long have we been doing this for? Like 2 minutes?
Yeah, probably not even that.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Storm work.
Here's your shameless plug.
Oh yeah, stormworknc@gmail.com. Email me. I'll send you an info packet.
Oh,
It'll work.
are you got info packets?
Oh, I got info packets.
What do I have?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know. Matt and I are we're in direct competition here on the storms. So what happens is you can email me, and I might refer you to Matt, or you can email Matt directly, or you can email both of us, and then it's just a race to see who responds first. You have a shameless plug to anyone that reached out to you that you want to give them a shout out for thanking them to reach out?
Oh yeah. Let's see, we got Joseph, Wesley, Evan, Greg, Kenny, Brandon, Bradley, Evan, Mark, Katie. Using somebody else's email, but yeah.
So we got, I think we're up to like 60 guys right now that we have ready to go. If the storm hits, this is all kind of preventative stuff that I do because the nature of storm work is very last minute. So I'll be proactive and just reach out and call everybody. But it is the absolute race car fund because you can go and work a little bit and make some really good money and then build stuff like this. Or you can spend all that money on lsnasty.com trying to win something. So we haven't picked the winner for the giveaway yet because we don't pick it. It gets sent to me. It's all done third party. So when they send it to me, I'll tell you guys. So I guess I should get back to putting this thing in there. It's pretty straightforward. Most time-consuming part's probably putting the converter bolts in there. Converter space and everything should be the same because the converter hasn't changed. But we will double-check. It's very important to double-check. And also, we got to get the shift linkage all taken care of. I'll drop the pan, clean the pan out, just do all of like my little extra stuff, and then stick the drive shaft back in there, tighten everything down, and then we should be ready to fire it up and top it off with coolant. So Hank's coming back, excited for the track. Matt, we gonna PB tomorrow at the track? Duh. New valve springs? Are we gonna put the new valve springs on? Do you want to test it without putting the valve springs on, just the converter to see what it changes, or do you want to change them both?
See how much time we got.
We'll see how much time we got.
We're trying to fire that up. We got a bunch of lines on that.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's video might be firing this thing up.
Yeah, hose for days.
Big hose guy.
Yeah, we got a lot of hose.
Matt loves his hose. Send help, bro. Send help. I swear I drained it. Dude.
Oh, the camera's
Dude,
off.
oh, dude,
Camera's off.
Code red. Yo.
Wait, what do you want me to do?
I don't know, but it's
I don't want to get anywhere near that.
Where's it good? Here. Dude.
You.
I thought I drained it. I had to have drained it. Oh my god. Please. Please. Oh no.
I'm kidding. Push up on the front. You're covered.
Here. Dude, it has to be drained. There's no way that I drained it. There's no way it would all that much would just leak down from everything. Give me red.
Let me find one for myself first.
Hey, call me Mason. Oh, you know what? Did I not drain this?
Oh, start again. I hit the button.
So, did a terrible job keeping you guys updated, but I know
Had a lot going on.
had a lot going on, and I put in a transmission in the car. Other than the big spill that you guys saw, it's really not too exciting. So we're putting some fresh fluid in there. We cleaned it out. The transmission itself, condition-wise, if you're just going based off the fluid, was not happy. Not really sure why. This transmission literally had 0 runs on it. We put maybe some street driving, which really doesn't do anything to it, and then we put 9 passes on it. So for the condition of the fluid after 9 passes, something is not right. But a Power Glide rebuild, being just clutches, no like actual hard parts, like a hard part failure, it should be a piece of cake.
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully, so there was some chunks of metal and a lot of metal shavings, and usually the clutches will have a lot of clutch material. The friction plate can have some material, but I'm thinking maybe planetary.
You think it's planetary?
I mean, there was a whole lot of metal in that thing.
You think the planetary? I have an extra planetary here in stock today.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of material, whole lot of material in the planetary. So, because like, I think the friction, you got your
What could cause that
steels.
misaligned shifter in between gears, something like that? Just bad setup.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, not enough thrust. I don't know.
There's multiple.
Yeah, I
factors.
don't
So
know.
we're filling it up. Schaefer's Trans Supreme, run this and everything. I run this or the Lucas. We had the mix of this and Lucas in there before, but now it's Trans Supreme. We're A-okay. So we'll put 8 quarts in here, fire it up, check it. Something very weird happened with the cooling system. So I let the car sit for about 2 weeks, and then obviously I don't have an overflow on it. I came into the shop one day, there was a little puddle of water underneath it, and I was like, well, that's weird. So I go to pop this, and when I do, it had an absolute ridiculous amount of pressure on it, and I had to like hold the cap on it and just let it overflow until it relieved the pressure. So I think it vented a lot of fluid from the radiator out. I really have no reasoning behind it why, but we'll back it up, pull it outside, fire it up, and then just kind of run it through and fill it up. It's very important with a rear mount radiator to have a reservoir like this. Matt designed the whole cooling system. You have to have a reservoir above it that allows you to get the air bubbles out of it. A lot of guys say you can't run the factory pump with a rear mount radiator because they don't know how to bleed it properly.
Yeah, it's all about no air. I think there's like 5% air reduces your cooling system capacity by like 30% or something like that. It's ridiculous. So definitely don't want no steam, and if there's air in there, you're gonna have steam. So I don't know what was up with the thing. I wasn't here, so I don't know. But we're gonna check it, put some more water in there, and hopefully the trans is good, because there was a lot of metal in there. What you think?
So whenever you check transmission fluid, you got to run it through the gears. I'm gonna hop in here. Fired right up. Love this thing. Sounds great. First gear, second gear, reverse, park. Matt's gonna check it. Probably gonna be low. Dude, this thing fired right up. But I love this thing. Good or low?
Low, but let's back it out, we'll get water in it.
Okay. This sucker's badass. I love this thing. You know, I'm not saying that the giveaway cars that we've given away, like even Brown Sugar, aren't up to this. Oh, I mean, I guess they aren't, because this thing here we went through.
We built it. We didn't buy it from some. Well, I guess we did buy it from somebody else, but we
Rebuilt
literally took a shell and built it.
Yeah. So this thing here, I mean, everything on it, I think we're pretty
I mean,
happy
really,
with it.
besides having the bare shell and the cage, what did we not redo?
We did everything.
Seats, rear end, the
Rear
front
gear,
suspension,
axles.
rear gear, all the wiring, the motor, the turbo kit, literally the entire car.
Yeah, we did. So this thing here, dude, I love it. I mean, it drives great, it runs great. We haven't had a lot of time to really have fun with it, but now that we got it done, we're gonna be doing the street and eat with it. So we're gonna do some drag and drive stuff. We're gonna go out there Thursday night, test and tune. And this is something I built, I guess, kind of to fill the void of the cow. The cow is not competitive in its current state with how fast street cars have gotten.
No, yeah.
And it's literally a build from 7 years ago. It's got a new turbo kit on there, did a bunch of R&D. We're actually just wrapping up with that now, so you guys will see it come back with the cow. But this thing here is lighter, straight axle, a little bit smaller motor, but makes way more power. I wouldn't say way more, just a little bit more power. And it's just as drivable. So I built this as something that I really like this body style. I'm
I'm
a
an edge
sucker
guy.
for a new edge. When the Need for Speed Pro Street game, I think it was, I had like a yellow new edge slammed with like a 30-inch wing on it. No one could touch me. So this thing isn't yellow.
Now we got the neon, so nobody can touch it. Need for Speed making a comeback.
Yeah, Need for Speed is making a comeback. So we're gonna fill this thing up with water. We'll show you guys that real quick, and then how much transmission fluid do you want there? A couple quarts?
Yeah, probably two quarts.
All right, I'll do that real quick. Looks good too. I just gotta breathe on the starter here. It's in park, that's important. part of it. Every once in a while, we get an air bubble stuck back here, so the top, I believe, will crack, and it'll let just a little bit of air out. Once it lets that out, then it really starts flowing. Sometimes an air pocket will cause it to not flow real good, but as soon as you get that one air pocket out, this makes a huge difference, because the only way you'd be able to bleed it before is just in the back. So I never really let it sit there that long, but when I let it sit for a couple weeks, it definitely built some pressure and came out of the overflow. So
it's either full or there's some air trapped in the radiator in the rear, which
occasionally happens. Oh yeah, I heard it. Sounds like me after Taco Bell. All right, let me take this sucker for a ride around the block quick.
you ran over a shit pipe. Hey, you like the way that sounds? Oh, 176. Yeah, from 190 to 176. Big burnout over the shore cord guy. Oh man, neighbors across the street losing it.
But it felt so good, I was just gonna like chirp them at first, and then it felt so good, I grabbed a whole lot of second. 180.
Oh man, 180.
180. How's it sound? True. The converter's tighter.
Oh yeah.
But it's still, like, this motor's a beast.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, but what do you think? The burnout? I gotta stop doing that. I'm just killing tires right now. What are your thoughts?
It's only money.
What are your thoughts?
No, we got a big storm coming up. You can afford it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of that, if you guys want to work and build a car like this, it's very easy. You can come work with us on storms. You can email me at stormworknc@gmail.com or email John at johndocrecovery@gmail.com and get on the storm list. If you have a 3/4 ton truck, that's all you need. 1 ton, 8 lug, don't matter. Van, Suburban, anything, come on. It's very easy. You guys can do it. You'll have fun. It's a break. For us, it's a break. That we go, we make money, we have a good time, get a break from racing. Because even though I love racing, a month straight, look, oh, that thing, he just threw it. Ava's. How far did they go? Like 200 yards?
Oh yeah, I got a cannon.
Look at her.
Come on.
Bro, she is terrifying sometimes in the dark. Alright, is that it?
Tank is back. That's big.
That's big.
That's big. We were gonna go take it to the track tonight. Some people got lucky. I hope that converter's tight enough. I think this motor is just so manly.
Man motor.
Dude, but it's...
How'd it feel driving around?
It's definitely tighter because... Well, it's so hard to tell if it's tighter or not. Well, I know it's tighter, but when you're, like, right here, it was lighting the tires up. Did you hear it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like
barely in it.
Half throttle, like not even really... I don't know. It's like a damn nitrous motor because it's like so responsive.
Oh
I mean,
shit,
that's
it's the cops.
That's a baby black sheep stage 1. That's a new engine package that they're gonna offer. It's like the most entry level. It's got a much cheaper rod in it. I think they said something like that's like 50 or 5 grand maybe for a short block.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you everybody a deal. If you go to TKM and buy one of those motors, I'll give you a 2-post tune.
Matt, we'll give you the tune-up out of this.
Yeah.
So you guys get this motor, we'll give you the tune-up E85 Bosch 210 injecters with
Very common, very cheap setup.
Yeah,
like,
with the baby black sheep stage 1. It's got like a Manly or K1 rod, K1 crank, custom set of TKM pistons, and all the badass machine work. It's really
we're probably leaning
together.
on it way harder than the majority of the people out there.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
this is like a 950 1,000 horsepower max combo, and we're making 1550, almost 1,600 horsepower with it. 33 pounds of boost, and then we kind of run that valve spring. Did I do a burnout all the way over that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, look how long your burnout went.
No,
All the way to the blacktop.
No, I think I stopped right here.
So wait, hold on. You're telling me that you lined up your burnout identical to these other marks right there?
No. But what I'm saying is, oh, I definitely did a burnout over.
Oh yeah.
It actually left rubber on the damn.
It left rubber all the way to the new.
Feel this. Look at this. Just gonna wrap it up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go subscribe. If you haven't clicked the like button, go click the like button. Hank, I'm very proud of that car. You guys are gonna see a lot more of that coming up soon. If we go on a storm, probably not gonna see us at the track for a week or two, but when we get back, we'll be track with Slick Rick, track with Hank, really everything. Black Sheep back together,
We'll be
Red
rested up.
Lobster back together. I mean, we'll really be hammering stuff out. So that's all we got. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.